Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. I'm so excited about today's episode, the inaugural launch of Drag Chat on MFT, Michael Fitztroy TV. I do a lot of stuff about comic books, but my other true love is drag queens. So I thought the initial idea for my channel was to do several different things that I have interest in. So my good buddy friend James Mansfield is here today to help me launch this new drag chat interview of drag queens. I'm so happy to have you here, James. How are you?
I'm doing great. Also, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. I know it was yesterday. We were supposed to do it yesterday, which would have been an amazing birthday present, but I had a good birthday as well anyway. My birthday's on January 8th, which is Elvis Presley's birthday as well. So I went to Voodoo
Oh,
and got my free birthday donut of the vegan Elvis, chocolate, peanut butter, banana, and vegan crumble donut. It was sounded much better than it was. It was pretty salty and rich. And I don't, I don't think Elvis would have spent much time eating that.
I mean, I think if he probably would have spent time eating a lot of the same thing. I heard like Priscilla Presley told a story. He'd eat like gravy meatloaf every single night for like 3 months straight. That was his dinner.
I love that. Could you imagine if Elvis was alive now in the time of like TikTok and social media and stuff? He would like not do very well, I don't think. Like people would be like posting videos of him eating and stuff like
Honestly, he would have loved DoorDash.
or maybe he would have like a mukbang channel or something, just like Elvis eating peanut butter sandwiches or something crazy like that. I don't know. So, you're a drag queen, one of the best drag queens ever, but you're so much more than that. And some of that is what we're here to talk to you about today. You're also a very accomplished, hysterical actress. You have this great movie that we've seen a teaser for called Tension coming up that looks amazing. Is it called Tension?
I'm called outed.
Outed. Okay. You're also a wig stylist and an entrepreneur. You're obsessed with Labubus, and now we have doll maker to add to your list of credits. I think that's one of your Wonder Woman dolls behind you on the shelf there. Am I wrong?
Yes, it is. It is.
So I feel like we started talking like right in the beginning when you first started going to drag. For those of us who, or my audience who doesn't or familiar, do you want to share like where are you from? Um,
Yeah, of course. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was born and raised there. Um, as far as like drag and everything goes, I started off in this drag scene there very, very young. I think like around 26, and kind of stuck with it. Before that, I did puppetry, and I've always dabbled in doll making. It's just something I recently picked back up. I feel like I'm one of those artists where I constantly have a talent that I'll like leave behind and then come back to years after the fact.
yeah, I completely forgot about your puppetry and which is kind of interesting because I feel like that was like such a huge part of your drag in the beginning. Do you do much with puppets anymore? Do you still?
I mean, here and there, like I still have all of them, but it's one of those things where it's also just a lot of like stuff to do when it comes to doing puppetry. Like it takes a lot of effort and a lot of like setting up. So I feel like I kind of got a little lazy when it came to the puppetry thing, and I kind of went with what was easier, which was like being on camera and making jokes myself. I still have them. I still like would like to do something with them down the line, but as far as it goes, puppetry is not really my peak interest at the moment anymore.
Um, what started your interest in drag and what led you to doing it professionally?
Well, I've always been like really inspired by like super hyper feminine and crazy like character kind of comedians like Elvira, Pee Wee Herman, like people like that. Madam the puppet was a big influence for me. And when I was doing puppetry, it was like Madam style puppetry. But I kind of realized down the line, it's like all this is essentially just my drag, and it'd be easier if I just did the drag myself. Like,
I love the Madam Puppet. I was obsessed with her, as all 8-year-old little boys should be. That was such a gag when Raja did Madam on the Snatch game. That was amazing.
loved it. It's one of those like back pocket characters. Like I didn't do it because like the rights to her were tied up for so long, but now like a wonderful gay man in Provincetown owns her. So she's part of, I think she's still property of the Pilgrim House there now. So hopefully we'll see Madam make a comeback. We'll see. But I love seeing Raja do it because Waylon Flowers is one of those artists that gets kind of buried with the sand of time. And I feel like it's really important to see like really out gay men on TV at that time was like a big deal. Like everyone knew, and it wasn't a huge deal. I think that's kind of important.
I know. I think it was acceptable if you were like Paul Lynde and, just like Waylon Flowers and just like over the top and not really sexual. I mean, they were, not threatening in that way, kind of. You know what I mean? You didn't have like Tom of Finland models on the screen or Honcho or something like that. So I feel like that's the more scary gay faction that everyone's so afraid of.
Yeah, it's all about the subtext, and especially with Madam, like she was a filthy puppet. Like if you watch a lot of her stand-up and stuff, like she was really dirty, and even on TV, she managed to get like a lot of like she had to sneak things in there, and it was like that gay sensibility that we felt kind of had to like sneak onto the screen and get onto there to like let the public know that we're here, and I think that's like super cool, espionage, gay espionage to get seen on television.
How about Lady Elaine Fairchild from Mr. Rogers' Never Never Land? That is like has to be one of the biggest gay icon puppets going. Somebody definitely needs to do her for Snatch Game. I don't know if you're ever headed back to the workroom, but you definitely should put Lady Elaine in your back pocket. I think you would be hysterical.
Oh, she was sassy, wasn't she? Like the worst rouge on the planet, but so fun.
Boomerang, Toomerang, Soomerang, you all. Yes, she was the see you next Tuesday. God only knows what was going on in Fred Rogers' life that he created that atrocity that I so much. So then you started doing drag in Minnesota.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, I'm so sorry.
They're very close. It's fine.
I feel qualified to work for the government now with my knowledge of geography.
Look, it's one of those states you're not going to visit unless you absolutely have to.
So you started doing drag there. I can't imagine they have a huge drag scene, but maybe they do. I don't know.
I mean, Milwaukee, like Wisconsin, Minnesota, like that's the Midwest, like really up there, but they have a very long, proud history of like pageantry drag and also like really weird, artsy burnout kind of drag, which is the scene I was a part of. It's like those strong pockets. And also, I will say we have a very, very strong team in Milwaukee because we have two winners from Drag Race, Trixie and Jada Essence Hall.
Wow, that's
So
two
we have a
favorite
better track
sport.
record than Chicago.
Wow, that's great. That's kind of shocking, but amazing at the same time. So where, obviously you went somewhere else after that to like a bigger drag city. Did you go to Chicago after that for a while, or was it
No, I had no interest in being in the Chicago scene. I wanted to go somewhere else that was a little more exciting because like I knew the opportunities that were going to be there for me in the Midwest, and Chicago would be like a step up, but I wanted to go somewhere west. So I ended up like hitching our wagon over to Vegas, and that's where I am now.
right? Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of great queens in Vegas, and of course they have the show on the Strip. Did you do the show on the Strip after your season, or
I have not. I did the drag brunch that was affiliated with it for a short while. But as far as it goes, like no, not the strip show. It would be something's falling behind me. It would be lovely, but no, I haven't done
that would
it.
be so amazing if like one of those dolls were haunted and like attacking you right now? I would love
And
that.
one of them just fell into my back. Let's see. Oh, Lord. She's
What
drunk. Forgive her.
she is, she's had too much.
All right. I think I'm good. There we are. Pick these gals up.
So
That
I
was
was
my fault for sitting too close to the wall. All right, we're back.
I was very excited when you went on Drag Queen the minute like I just kept screaming for you to go on Drag Queen race from the day jump, and of course you did. And uh obviously that opens a lot of doors for you for a lot of many reasons. It led to some good acting opportunities for you. I think that meme of you like spinning around like is like who doesn't want a meme of them? You do have the distinction in your first appearance on Drag Race of being the pork chop of the season. Unfortunately,
Yes.
sometimes I think that does work in the favor of the girl. I felt a little bad because, of course, you couldn't say anything, and I'm like messaging you, girl. I know you won. I know you won, and like that must be awful from like the scenes because I'm sure everybody is like that. Um, I feel like you suffered a really bad edit, and then it's weird though because I think like you had retribution. Like I felt like your second time on All Stars was so much better. I feel like um I feel like Rue has his favorites and I feel like you might be one of them just because he chose you to be in the bitch who stole Christmas basically. I mean, he's no fool. I mean, you are like an amazingly funny actor, I should say. Um so how was your experience, first experience on All Star or RuPaul, brief as it was?
Sure. I mean, for season 9, it definitely was like I was a small town guy going to like the big city, like a bunch of pool of girls that are like very loud and very different and all very creative and very talented. I would be a fool to say I wasn't a little overwhelmed and I didn't really quite know what I got myself into, but I like knew in the back of my mind, like it was either this or keep working my job at Sephora. So try and make the best of the situation, even though I have no idea what I'm doing and what I got myself into. And I think it showed on camera. And as far as it goes, I feel like if I just like maybe believed in myself a little more, I probably would have done better. But again, like I was never a cheerleader growing up. So that challenge was never going to be for me. I don't know. Looking back at it, it's like almost like 10 years old now. I think it is 10 years old now that I was on Drag Race the first time. Like, I don't know. Definitely looking back at it, I was such a baby queen, didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, it was the kick in the ass I needed to like get my shit together and really start taking it seriously. Because in Milwaukee, queens would just do shows on the weekends, and that was that. Like, it wasn't really a career you could carve out. No one was paying their rent doing it. So the whole idea that I now have this like talent that I can take on the road and do something with was super foreign and like kind of just learning on the job to figure out what to do next. And I would not gonna lie and say I didn't feel a little like jaded for a short period of time after where I was treated. Everyone does. Because you don't know. You're not prepared to be on reality TV. You don't know what how TV works. And it took me a long time to understand exactly what I gotten myself into and like how I'm not entitled to anything. It's just what you make out of the opportunity you were given. And sometimes they don't give you much, but it's your job to make something with it. And I feel like I've done a very good job of showing the public what I could do despite not being given the opportunity to do so. Because I knew like my biggest form of like showing what I could do was going to be YouTube and online. Like it wasn't going to be television. So it's up to me now to show people what they missed out on. And I feel like I have done that. And I feel very proud. And like when I got to go back, it did feel very like nice and cathartic because I would say in interviews for a long time, I don't want to go back for like a season where it's all first outs or something gimmicky like that. I would like to be treated like an actual competitor. And they were kind enough to give me that chance. Like they saw something worthy in me that was worthy of a second chance. So I'm very grateful for that. And honestly, the second time around it was a lot more fun because you don't give as much of a shit because you're not afraid of the people anymore.
Well, I guess you would know like, to expect a little more. And I put in my vote early, and I know it was probably a risky pop proposition for you to do Jennifer Coolidge in the Snatch Game. Everybody from Ariana and Ana Grande to like, the bagger at the grocery store is doing like a Jennifer Coolidge impersonation. However, yours is easily one of the best, as you showcased on the show.
I mean, I was excited to do Snatch Game. It was one of those things I really wanted to do because I love improv and I love celebrity impersonation. So it was one of those things where I know other girls were like dreading it, shitting buckets over it. And like I feel like as gay people, we should have a celebrity impersonation in our back pocket. Like if you've ever been at any kind of gay function, we all cut up and used to do that. So I guess I was just looking around like, how do you not know how to imitate somebody you like? Like, have you never? You're acting like a schoolyard bully. You just imitate it, make it goofy, like just have fun with it. And Jennifer Coolidge was one of my options. I had her, Tallulah Bankhead, and Marilyn Monroe, but they're all essentially going to be the same jokes, where it's just all actress jokes. So you just gotta break it down and dissect it that way. It's like how would an actress act? Overdo it. Like think of like Norma Desmond and all those people, like all those crazy over the top kind of campy things. Just make that and just slap Jennifer Coolidge on it. That's the way I approached it, at least.
One of my favorite impersonations that you do, and I would love if you did a minute of it right now, but I don't want to put you on the spot that way, is Rebel Wilson. Like your Rebel Wilson is like beyond compare. It is so good. Do you have any of it in you right now?
Let's say if Rebo Wilson's like Rebo, it's been so long since I've done her. It's the worst Australian accent in the world, but it's like she also has one of those accents where you can't really place it because she's not very Australian sounding. It's just, but that's the thing is like any celebrity that has a very unique voice is already a win. You get to
Right.
do something.
I think Marilyn Monroe would have been kind of fun. That would have been like kind of interesting. Tallulah Bankhead, fortunately, speaking of these young gays, they probably don't know who she is. Curse them. But, I think that sometimes if you do those characters well enough, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially I got to do Snatch Game of Love. Doing the regular Snatch Game probably would have been a little harder because you don't have a prompt that you can rip off of. Like Snatch Game of Love, you just have to make the contestant fall in love with you. So you say whatever you can to win. So that's like already a great like setup for jokes. I was trying to explain it to other people, but like some people they just get so overwhelmed and they like the anxiety takes over. But if I thought it was like a really good setup, like it's a lot easier than doing the actual Snatch Game. Because you're just like being thrown out to a big ocean, whereas this one's a tiny little pond. Like act like you're on the dating show. What would you say to make somebody fall in love with you? And Tula Bankhead, I was really excited to do. I think RuPaul really wanted me to do it because when I mentioned it, her eyes kind of like lit up like that. And I took the safe route and did Jennifer Coolidge, which I don't regret, but it would have probably been along the same line of jokes. It's just all actress, boozy, slutty, old Hollywood kind of humor. Make jokes about SAG, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I guess was it ever a temptation to do Jane Mansfield, your namesake?
Yes, I've thought about it, but also it's just like I think it's also my own anxieties for having taken on that moniker. It's like I know her family is like lives in Hollywood, like they're all like she has like I think her son has like a flower shop in West Hollywood, and her daughter is very prominent. And it's one of those things where I don't ever want to seem like I'm taking pot shots at their mom because I feel like they kind of got that their whole lives. Like there's lots of like really awful books and shit written about her. So I didn't want to like really add much fuel to the fire. Like as much as I admire her, it was just out of respect for the family. I don't really do a lot of impersonations of her.
So what made you choose the name James Mansfield in the persona? How did you develop that?
To be quite honest with you, you think I was like this major fan growing up, but it's one of those things where back in the old days of MySpace, we were all seeing kids trying to come up with like goofy names. And that was just one that I liked the way it sounded. Like I had a friend that was called like Matarexia and shit like that. Like we're all just seeing kids come up with goofy names. So the one I decided on was like I had a friend was named Genocide. I was James Mansfield. Like I just want to have like a fun punky name to put as my screen name. And it just kind of stuck.
I mean, I guess it would help if your real name was James, but it's probably not, is it?
It is. My
Oh,
name
it is.
is actually James.
So
It's just
that
not spelled with a Y.
yeah, well then that makes sense. But I love that too, because then you kind of change your name, but you don't really have to at the same time. So um you are such a great actress and so good at comedic timing, and obviously one of the best parts of The Bitch Who Stole Christmas. So speaking about fish out of water, that must have been your first like major acting role. So how was that experience for you?
I mean, as far as major acting roles, like, yeah, it was still to this day probably the biggest thing I've ever done. It was intimidating because we're working for VH1 and like there's this huge production and we're on the Disney Ranch filming this thing. Like, it's the same sets as WandaVision. I'm just like, it was very overwhelming, but I was really excited for the opportunity and the challenge because when I initially auditioned, I think I auditioned for the role Jan played. And they liked my what I did so much that they like said they were going to come back to me with something else. When I got the offer, it was for the villain, which I was like, oh, well, this upgraded quite quickly. And I was excited because I always love villains. I
I,
like playing them.
well, who doesn't want to be the villain? It was such a juicy role.
What I think like most about it was like how demented the script truly was. Like there was a lot of really sick shit they managed to get in there. Like I think like Brooklyn Heights says the word clit chili and that made it on the VH1. I was like, it was so filthy and I loved it. It was like that John Waters-esque kind of script. And just some of the stuff that hit the cutting room floor, I kind of wish like we got an extended version of it.
So tell us about your upcoming role in Outed. I believe you play somebody's mother, which is hysterical.
Yeah.
And just the brief thing that I've seen, your makeup looks amazing. This looks like a good breakout kind of character for you. So do you want to tell us about this project?
Sure, it is a short film called Outed. I play an overbearing mother of a child of a guy who's had a failure to launch. Like they're fully grown and just do not know how to get out of the house. And I'm not helping the situation, like totally just coddling them and being overbearing. And the director and writer Charlie approached me about it like directly, wanted me to do it because he liked what I did with Mommy Dearest on All Stars, which is like, that's great. I don't have to audition. Love that. So I just offered. And I thoroughly enjoyed the experience because, like, I don't know, just to be a little like chatty actressy kind of thing. It's like it was showing, bravery playing a mother at my young age. Kidding.
Of course, yes, I know. It's like, wow. I mean, definitely,
Couldn't possibly play the mother.
I know, it's like Angelina Jolie playing Colin Farrell's mother, it's just absurd.
Troy, yes.
But but you're such a
Exactly how I felt.
you're such a good actress that I'm sure that you could pull it off. So,
I dug deep, but I found I had the range.
so after Drag Race, like you said, it's like I guess it's what you do with it afterwards. So I feel like your YouTube channel kind of did blow up. Like, your wig styling is like such a huge part of your brand and what you do. So were you a hairstylist before you got into drag and that just sort of like fed off of each other, or what is that about?
No. I was only learned how to style wigs because I couldn't afford to have them made for me. And you know this as an artist, like if you don't know how to do something, we have that gay sensibility. Well, I'm just going to learn how to do it,
Right.
and it'll be terrible for a little bit, but eventually I'll get good. And that's kind of how I jumped into hairstyling, and it was one of those talents where I found I was actually picking it up pretty quickly. It's all like just putting things together and just repetition, doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I got very confident doing it. And one of those things is if you look at my old videos, it's basically me learning on the job again, where they start terrible and they progressively get better and better and better.
It's like fake it till you make it, but
Exactly that.
record it and cash in on it the whole.
Just never let your confidence falter. You act like you know what you're doing the entire time.
Well, and that sort of tenacity and attitude can pays off in spades. It's definitely helped your career, and it's led to another amazing thing on your resume, the Brady Bunch special that you styled the wigs for. Like, how great is that? You were actually on set for that, or like, did you get to partake in the actual production? Like, how was that?
I did. That was a bizarre shoot because it was all done on green screen in one set, like this little small set in Studio City. But the biggest room in there was the wig room.
Naturally.
And they told me flat out, like first thing, it's like the first thing we figured out was the wigs. And then we started casting. Because I guess like that was the very important thing is make sure all those like crazy ass Brady hairstyles were accurately portrayed. That was a lot of fun because we got to work with the original actors and I got to like bump into Eve Plum on an elevator and confess to her my love for that movie Dawn, that crazy ass like early 80s TV movie. And she was like actually like gave me some like tea on it. She's like, yeah, it was so weird doing that after Brady Brunch and all the like the I guess the controversy surrounding it. But I was like, damn, it's like you get to talk to all those people like Susan Olsen, who had one hell of a life. Like she was such an open book and so interesting to talk to. Very, very interesting person.
Did you get to meet Marie McCormick?
I did not.
Oh,
Unfortunately, it was the middle and youngest children, and Greg Brady, I think, played the dad.
yeah. It was fun either way. I'm so glad that exists in the world, and what a great experience for you.
Thank you. I wish we would have done more of them because, like, I think it was a very fun concept. It's just, again, with a lot of drag stuff, and it's kind of like usually it's like a one and done or a one shot, and we'll see what goes with it. But hopefully, like, that. Hopefully, we get to see something more from that in the future.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, who doesn't love the Brady, of course? So what else do you have in the works that you can talk about? Is there anything up and coming that we should definitely know about?
As far as it goes, I've been kind of like hammering on these dolls and working on those for my secondary channel. I have an out of drag channel called It's Just James where I make dolls of like pop culture. It's all gonna be part of a bigger show I want to do eventually down this year. I made one of my New Year's resolutions to do an art show, and the working title I have for it right now is Hyper Femme, like celebrating the women that made us.
Is that some of your art hanging on the wall behind you under that odd Chippendales picture to your right? To your right.
No, this is actually an illustration made for me for my friend Hexgen, who's another doll creator on YouTube.
I'm familiar with the name. That's amazing. Shout out to Hextion. You go, girl. So, and you started 3D printing dolls. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's another one of those things. It's like that gay sensibility. It's like I'm gonna be terrible at it for a little bit and just figure it out.
Yeah,
Like,
they do look a little lumpy, but I feel like you're evolving, so it'll get better.
you bitch.
Sorry. Oh, I forgot. I can't go any further because one of the most amazing things that happened from your first experience on RuPaul's Drag Race, of course, is you famously got to meet Lady Gaga in the first episode. Tell me everything, darling. How was that? Was it magic?
She's very, very sweet, very small, very tiny woman. Because I guess like you see these pop stars, you imagine like with these big towering like goddesses, but like she was shorter than me. I was shocked. And she took off her little mask and tossed it on the table and it broke. Like you saw like the little rhinestones pop off of it. And I was like, wow, she's just like us queens. That's so cool.
I see. And
But she actually, like, I don't know if they showed a lot of it in Untucked, but she sat back there in Untucked with us for a long time. It was like about 30, 40 minutes. Like, and she wanted to like make sure she individually talked to all of us, which I thought was very, very cool and interesting. I think the note she had for me was, I see that you hide behind a character a lot, and I used to do that too in my early years, and that'd be wonderful just for people to like see the real you and you to drop the character for a little bit. And looking back at it now, lovely girl, but man, that was some terrible advice.
as someone who's seen the real you, I say that I agree. Keep on acting and projecting.
Because like I did the next episode and dropped my character voice, and that's immediately the first thing the judges said to me. Like, we wanted to see the character voice. What happened? Like,
Well, no, it's because I feel like there are, different types of drag queens, and you are a little more old school in the fact that, like, it's an overall package. Like some drag queens don't even have, like, a voice or whatever. Like, it's just their voice. So, and I love your drag voice so much. Like, do you just do it all the time, like, randomly, or do you
I
sing?
try to. I mean, it's one of those things where people will constantly clock it now, where you can tell me at the end of the video, the character voice is starting to dip back into my regular register, just because I'm tired. I've been doing it for an hour or something, Like I film all this stuff in unison, so it's just like after a while, the voice is going to come right back. My regular voice is going to come back in, and I chip back up at the end. But I mean, I liked character comedy. It was always something I like wanted to do. I feel like I've gotten so focused on doing a lot of YouTube stuff where a lot of the character kind of strayed away. That's kind of like not something I care so much about anymore. It's just something I do now is change the voice. And I make jokes about the Gaga. Like, I think it's funny in hindsight now, like looking back at it. But she's also one of those people where like I constantly keep like she keeps re-entering my life at different places where I don't expect it. Because I think her sister just opened up a store here in Vegas, and I was at the opening party for that and everything. It's like how my drag daughter ended up designing costumes for Gaga's latest tour, like her dancers. I'm just like, how does this woman keep creeping back into my life? I can't escape her.
And to be, I've had my own brush with Gaga. I made a fan comic book tribute to her. I'm working on a sequel right now. And when the first one came out 15 years ago, you talk about how time is going by and we're like way older than we think we are. And like we've been on this planet for longer than we could possibly imagine. But when it came out, like somebody she knew or somebody saw it at Comic Con and she tweeted about it. And that made my life changed my life forever. Like nothing ever came of it, but just the fact that she knew it existed like meant so much to me. And she seems so like generous with her fans and so great. So I feel like she will be in your life again. I mean, she loves drag queens. She's going to need, you guys will probably be in a movie together or something. Maybe you will. I don't know. And something you said earlier, I have to this tell you something really quickly about the drag voice or whatever. One of my drag interests offshoots is my YouTube experience doing A Minute with Margot, where I do like
Yes.
the worst drag on the planet, but it's like scathing, hilarious, and body. And I know you're a fan. Thank you very much. But while it was like beginning and stuff, and people were noticing it or whatever, I was at a bookstore in West Hollywood called A Different Light that no longer exists there. And I was with my friends and just talking normal in my normal voice because I did use a voice as Margot in the thing. And I heard from an aisle over someone yell, Margot, is that you? And like I almost collapsed in the store because of course, like she's so horrifying and like rancid and wretched that I would never want to be associated with her and my boy persona. But at the same time, it was great to be recognized as well.
But it's one of those characters, like I watched a lot of those videos, especially like studying things like Tula, like Tallulah Bankhead, where it's that gay impersonation, that gay sensibility in acting where it's so fearless and you just say whatever to get a reaction out of somebody. And it's just like what I liked about your character, like of her, is like you had that Margot Kidder voice because
Yeah,
you definitely like studied her mannerisms and everything, which I think not a lot of people do anymore. Like not people understand that like it's so easy to develop an impersonation and like just I don't know, see the fun in it. Like you definitely could tell you're having fun. It was just play, just saying whatever.
I was horrified a little bit about how naturally it came to me, but I also feel like it's in the same wheelhouse of like Caitlyn Jenner and Kathy Hilton, believe it or not. So I feel like I could do those based on that. Have you ever been like, do you get recognized because in public? Because you do a fair amount of like your YouTube and stuff as a boy. You do like all your Labubu stuff as James. Well, James, you're always James, but as in your boy persona. So do you get that? Like, I assume in Vegas, probably people kind of recognize you a lot.
Mostly at the airport. Like I'll get clocked at the airport quite a bit. But as far as it goes, not really. But I'm also always on my best behavior just because like it's always in the back of my mind. Because like the last thing you want to see is like a Reddit post about me being rude at like, Dollar Tree or something.
Through that, right?
It's what you signed up for at that point. It's like you just gotta be a model citizen the rest of your life. But it's always sweet and it's always very nice. And I'll take a selfie. I never mind like signing or stopping for somebody. I think it's really cool. It's like one of the perks of doing this kind of thing. Because like with drag queen, especially drag race, like you get a little bit of fame, but you're not really famous. Like it's a small like cusp of fame, but it's still something. You can enjoy it and find a lot of joy in it. And I feel like I've reached that point in my life where I do truly just enjoy what I do and what I managed to carve out for myself. I really enjoy it and I really like it. I'm very proud of it. Whereas before I kind of resented it and I felt like jaded a little bit. And I feel like All Stars is a very healing experience for me because I got to really go back and fix some things and right some wrongs in my mind and just put some things aside and like realize a lot of things I thought were very important actually weren't. And it put a lot of stuff in perspective for me. And I really wish a lot more people get to do that or at least learn that perspective eventually in life.
So, are you in the upcoming RuPaul movie that they're either filming or just filmed or working on? I mean,
I think it's wrapped. I'm not part of it at all. I'm
um,
excited for it. I think it's gonna be very cool.
what a huge, crucial miss on there. I would think that RuPaul is like in your texting or whatever, but I guess not.
You would think, like, I heard rumblings of it happening, but again, like, it's just kind of one of those things they had their ideas of what they wanted, and we're gonna see what they come up with. Hopefully, it's great. Like, I hope all the best because, like, it's really successful for drag queens. It's success for all drag queens. It just opens up more doors. So even though I'm not a part of it, like, I'm still gonna be happy and like just hope that it brings more projects and more interest. Because it's great that World of Wonder and Drag Race are doing a movie, but it'd be greater if other companies and productions took drag seriously to an account where they want to create their own shows
That,
outside of that bubble.
yeah, that's a good point. Like, they shouldn't be the only ones. I mean, what they do is good, but you're right. Like, it should be bigger, like, and more opportunities and more visions and more stuff like that. what was I going to ask you? I know it was very important. But anyway, so you do a lot of videos with your boyfriend. How long have you been with your boyfriend? What's his name?
My boyfriend Ernie, we've been together for 10 years now. A
Wow.
long time.
So,
Yeah, through thick and thin, he has been the one that pushed me the most to like do the YouTube channel and honestly just keep going. Like I owe a lot to him.
right. And he buys all your Labubu, so you owe him that as well.
We support each other's Labubu craze. Although we're in Labubu recovery right now, we have since stopped. So we're
I,
good.
I
We
think
got
that's
everything.
good because I thought, why, it's good to jump on a bandwagon and get all that Labubu love and stuff like that. But now that you're a doll maker and a possible toy maker, you need to come up with your own cash cow and phenomenon. And I mean, who knows? I'm sure it's right around the corner.
I we'll see. Again, like I'm as far as the toy making goes and the doll making, it's just something I enjoy doing. And it's one of those things returning to like your art to where you just enjoy doing it and it's not really for anyone. I still sell it, but it's one of those things where I enjoy doing it though. It doesn't feel like a job yet. So I'm embracing that for the moment.
No, and I don't know if you can say or not, and maybe it's a surprise and maybe it's not happening, but one of my favorite things about RuPaul is actually the pit stop. And I think you've been on once or twice. Have you been on the pit
I
stop?
was on it twice. We did a Godspeed Blues special with the pit stop. It was like a nice little crossover. It was fun. I always enjoy that crew. Like they treat you like royalty over there, and that's always great. Sorry, my
Like
hair is like bothering me.
the I know I actually touched on my roots this morning, so I'm glad that we didn't film yesterday because I would have left like a gray old mess, even worse than I already do. But
You
uh,
are a platinum blonde beauty.
So I guess you're not going to be on this season of the pit stop yet, Bianca. If you're watching, call James and tell her that she needs. I would love you to host a season of the pit stop. They need like
I would
that.
love that too. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of boring having all winners do it, you know? We need some losers doing it.
Exactly. I know. Well, you're a special case. You're not. I mean, you have so many things going for you. In other words, I mean, it is as this. Yeah, they should definitely have you for sure. I mean, why not? Um, and their editing is amazing too. It's just, I love it. So,
I like especially doing that the first time around, like watching the final edit, it's so unhinged and so deranged. Like some of the stuff they throw in there, it's like, okay, like, a lot of stuff is a lot funnier than it actually was in the moment. It's like you gotta love an editor. They truly do know how to bring it out, and I love that.
I know that I'm one of my favorite things from Pit Stop Herstory is Thorgy Thor dragging Pink with Bob. It's
Yes.
run free in my head almost on a daily basis. I love that so much.
Anytime you hear Pink, it's love Pink.
Love Pink. I know exactly. Have you watched the first episode of the new season?
I have not because I don't have cable. So
Oh, damn, do you have a Patreon or something? Like, we need to get some donations to this woman so she can afford cable.
Right? No, it's one of those things where it's like I was cutting back on streaming services, and it's one of those things that's like, do I really need to be paying for Philo? I think I'm good.
Especially
I was
when
like, all
people,
I watch is the same four things on YouTube. What am I doing here?
exactly. I know, huh?
Although, from what I understand, nobody went home the first episode. I'm going to be hosting a viewing party next weekend, so I'll catch up then.
Oh, okay. Will it be televised on YouTube or you mean your own private viewing party?
Oh, it's going to be at Play Nashville, the club over there. I don't know if they televise it or not, but I look forward to catching up on what happened and what I missed. It's going
Yeah.
to be me the whole time, like, so what's going on? Who are these people?
Now, I have to ask just because it feels like the biggest gossip going around in the drag scene right now. Do you care to weigh in at all on the Ginger Minge controversy? Is she a liar?
All drag queens are liars.
They are.
That's my opinion. They're all liars and grifters.
They are.
It's part of it, darling.
It's part of the package. Take it or leave it. I'll take.
I love to see some people have more fun with it because I feel like it's getting a little like mean spirited. I'd love to see people have a little more fun and more like SNL approach to it. Like have her make up stories about how Salvador Dali made that Mae West room around her or something, or
That
how
would
Picasso made that portrait of her.
That would be actually like a great gag. Somebody did a Snatch Game and they were Ginger Minge and they just like I was at the signing of the Declaration of Independence and
Yeah, tell a good old back in St. Olaf, or like, picture it, Sicily, 1944, that kind of story,
oh my God, I love that. Like, oh, you would be so great. And like I know they do like live Golden Girls and stuff. So who would you play if you were in the Golden Girls? Like who would you be?
Honestly, I know she's not a popular choice. I'd like to do Rose.
Why I don't know why she wouldn't be a popular choice, but I guess that kind of makes sense because even Betty White didn't want her at first, and like she nailed the character and it's like so beloved. And that episode where they're doing the dance marathon and she does like all the
The stunt
parkour,
double, yeah.
I would love to see.
That
You
I
do,
love, that kind of that veneer of being very like prim and proper and like polite, and then like there's just like real nasty side hiding underneath at times.
yeah, for sure. Well, I think you would make a great Rose, and that would definitely show off the range of your acting ability to be sweet and naive at the same time.
I just think she's the bigger challenge, because like the biggest challenges in that group, when I was initially going to do it, we actually had a small mini production we worked on back in Milwaukee of Golden Girls. I was either going to do Rose or Sophia because I thought those were the biggest challenges.
Yeah.
Because like anyone could do B. Arthur, everyone could do Blanche, but it
But
takes a little more skill to do Rose or Sophia.
you do have those piercing dark eyes that Dorothy has with her slow burn. I think you could pull that off for sure. But you could do a show where you're actually all of the Golden Girls,
I'd have to do it on stilts.
right? So, speaking of your dark eyes, I think I remember you saying that you can't wear contacts, so that's why you never have like different colored eyes or something like that. Is that true?
It's true. Like I'm terrible. I need glasses. I just can't touch my eye. But it's one of those things too where Jackie Beat made a very good point once in an interview where she says like your eyes are like the one thing about you that's real. So they're the window to your soul. So why would you want to cover that up and change it? And I don't know. I never had a problem with having dark eyes, and I never had aspired to have blue or any other color. I feel like that's taking it a little too far, especially with like all the blonde hair and everything. For me, at least personally, I like having like that little bit of me still there.
Yeah, but you are mainly a blonde. Every once in a while, you go bust out like a different like kind of wig and color it.
And
Uh,
it pains me. I die a small death every single time.
yeah, that the way it's like even Madonna and Lady Gaga, I feel like every time they go dark, like they just can't take it and eventually go back to blonde. There is just something special about being blonde. It's part of my brand and something I've always clung onto feverishly my entire life.
Well, not even that, particularly for me, it's like platinum blonde, like that kind of blonde that's not found in nature. Like you have to create that blonde. I
Well,
like that the most. No
yeah,
one's
for sure.
naturally white haired.
No, I was totally towhead born like Village of the Damned, albino. So sometimes, but that fades, and that's
But did it, I was gonna say, did it stay, darling? But it never does.
the worse than realizing I was gay as an adolescent was losing my naturally platinum blonde hair to darker hair. I'll tell you that.
I'll say like speaking to that, because like my father's side, because I'm mixed, my mother's Mexican, my father's German, like his relatives, they all had like the little bowl cut platinum blonde. Like you look at pictures, it does look like Village of the Damned, like all their childhood photos, and they eventually all fade to like a dishwater blonde.
Yeah, for sure. I know. And when you have hair that dark, it's like it takes forever to process. And at least my hair lightens like in 3 seconds. So what there is left.
Yeah, I learned I like wigs in practice for blonde hair and playing with blonde hair. I don't like dyeing my hair. I bleached my hair a few times in my life and I regret it ever since, because like I lost so much hair on the sides here from doing it. Like never again. That crisis all gay men go through where we all want to become platinum blondes.
And being a drag a queen is like really hard on your hair. Like the way I didn't realize the what they you go through like with wrapping like the duct tape around your head and like that's got to not be good for your hair, your natural hairline for sure.
I mean, you if you're wise about it, you find hacks to what works for you. Like I found hairstyles where I don't have to do that. And I'm also not one of those performers that's doing cartwheels or anything, so I'm not worried about my wig flying off of my head. It's the girls that do all the tricks that have to like basically do self bondage to their heads in order to make sure that thing stays on.
Um, So, you've got your wig styling, your drag, your acting, your doll making. Is there any other hobbies or habits or things in your life that would surprise us to know about you?
As far as it goes, I keep trying to find new interests to like challenge myself artistically. My next one, I think, is going to be game design. I've been looking into like programming and stuff like that because I would love to do like a girly game because I feel like there's a real hole in the market for that kind of thing. There's not a lot of games that are marketed for like women and like stuff like that, cozy games and things that girls and gays can get into. So that's probably my next venture because I've done 3D modeling now and I want to like take it that next step, see where I can push it.
Plot twist, did not see that coming. But it's also a very lucrative field. So, definitely something to aspire to be for sure. Um, so you already started your second YouTube channel, or that's already going now?
It's been going strong. I have three actually. I have my main one. Then I have James Mansfield too, where I talk about horror movies. I have a podcast on there with my friend Will called We're Here, We're Fear, where we review horror movies. We just finished Welcome to Derry. And then it's just James Okay, which is me out of drag talking about my dolls and my art.
So you like horror movies. What's like your favorite horror movie? Did you
I mean, it's a little like out of character for me, but my favorite horror movie is this schlocky one from the 80s called Demons. It's like an Italian splatter movie. And I would not like these movies otherwise. I really hate gore, but it's like something about it where it's so cartoony and so over the top that I just enjoy it. I could watch it all the time and never get sick of it.
I forget what they call that. Are they the Italian gelato? Not gelato, but
No,
there's
Giallo.
yeah, Jello. Oh my gosh.
That's basically like the slasher genre, but it's all like a killer you don't see wearing black gloves.
I think you would be a great character in a Jello movie. Like,
I would love it.
yeah, that I definitely want to see more acting from you. I'm so excited. What is this movie that you're in outed? It's going to be on YouTube or it's already on YouTube?
It's going to go to YouTube very shortly. I don't have the exact date yet. I'll post about it when I do. But yeah, it's been on the festival circuit and it's been getting a good buzz, and they're going to put it on YouTube permanently, I believe. So once I have the more information, I will be happy to share it. But I'm just excited about it. I'm very proud of it. I think it's a very cute and very dark and it's, how should I say, twisted. I like that. I like doing those kind of materials. I like when it's like nice and weird, and I like weird projects.
Yeah, I have two great script ideas in mind that you would be perfect for. But who knows, one day, hopefully, that would be amazing. I would love that. It's funny because talk about acting, like I came to LA to be an actor and I realized like I'm the world's worst auditioner. I freaking hate it. You had mentioned that at least you didn't have to. Did you audition for The Bitch Who Stole Christmas or you didn't have to?
I did. I actually this character sides they sent me were for the character I think Jan eventually played. And it was basically just like being, a Midwesterner kind of low energy character, like sadness from Inside Out. I think was a note they gave us. And I don't know, so they saw something in the performance where they wanted to give me something else where I eventually got the role I got, which I'm not mad about. But I hate auditioning too. It's the worst. Like I still to this day don't think I'm very good at it because it's one of those things where I'm an over preparer and I think like they compared me to like an old Hollywood actress the way I like perform because it's like I have to know the lines. Like I must say the lines. I must have a performance. So I think about that too much rather than like just relaxing in the material sometimes.
Yeah, maybe that's maybe that's OCD, control freak a little. What sign are you? When's your birthday?
I'm a Pisces.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know.
Fascinating, right? I don't know shit about astrology either. I would love to be one of those people that can just bullshit about it. Like just give you a cold reading like that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I know. You know who another great character for you would be as the Long Island medium. I feel like
I'd rather do Sylvia Brown, but I feel like she's gonna be next.
I love Sylvia Brown. I love all the love she's getting and the resurgence she's sort of had on TikTok, and like she's just like so good. Yeah, like why don't you just do like an acting channel on top of everything else where you're just doing skits and stuff. Sylvia,
I've
you're
thought about it.
yeah for
Like
sure.
just James Mansfield does the classics like Shakespeare and shit like that. Like do it badly.
No, your Labubu fever is dying down. You've like there's a huge hole in your schedule. Yeah, I think it's important to keep those alive and like, like the Margot, like nobody knows who Margot Kidder is. No, nobody knows who Tallulah Bankhead is. Thank God we all know who Sylvia Brown is now. So I think that is important. It's like I love old gays and I love the new gays, and I do think it's important to like know the history, know the herstory. So how is the community? Like once you're on Drag Queen, is it like you're all best friends with all the girls? Like everyone's your Judy now. Who are like the people you hang out with? Like who are the friends that you have and you stay in touch with? Like is it a bond from, your season or whatever? You're all in the group chat.
I mean, it's very like the old school Hollywood days where like the people you're friends with are the people that you're at the same studio with, whereas like the people you're on the same season with are the ones I'm generally the closest with or people I knew beforehand. So like I'm very good friends with Nina Bonina Brown from my season still. And as far as it goes, that's kind of the only person I really connected with quickly because I wasn't there for very long. If I had been there longer, I'm sure I'd be better friends with a lot of them. But for the most part, everyone like separated and lives their separate lives. So it's whoever you're in proximity working with. When I was at the brunch, I was very close with them for the short period of time that I was. But also, I'm one of those people where I don't really want a lot of drag queen friends. I don't want my friends to be my coworkers. Like, you need people that are going to ground you and not be in the same insanity that you are living in that world. Like you need people in reality still. And I know I'm still very good friends with Trixie. It's like one of those things where you can like not see each other for months and then jump right back into a conversation. That's the kind of friendships that a lot of us have.
Have you, well, and especially since it's so close, have you been a guest at the Trixie Motel?
I have. I was actually there while it was being made. I was doing Trixie's hair for that. I did a small appearance on the show and everything. It was wild to see what it was and what it became because it was a real shithole before.
Hmm.
But they really transformed that thing inside out. And like actually staying there, it was primo, such a really beautiful place. Like I'm still like blown away every time I go there, like just how what they managed to take out of that small space.
Well, that's another gay super secret superpower is taking rancid shitholes and bedazzling, slamming them up and making them into something magical that everyone wants a piece of.
It was a long form version of that scene in Tu Wong Fu where they transform the hotel room,
Yeah,
make it
we
livable.
we need a new like Chuang Fu or Desert for sure. And you need to be the star of that.
I love that. Again, like whatever happened to us making drag queen movies like that? Like we don't get those anymore. They took so many risks in the 90s, man.
They did. I know who knew that the 90s were like such a groundbreaking, risk-taking thrill ride. I was giving it all to the 70s and the 80s before that, but don't sleep on the 90s, y'all.
No, man, we had a lot of really great movies and really influential ones. A lot of straight men playing drag queens, but what can you do?
And were they? I mean,
Ish.
straight line, drag queen, uh, John Travolta and Hairspray. I mean,
Well, I still live for that story for Tu Wong Fu with like John Leguizamo saying how him and Patrick Swayze almost got in a fist fight in drag. Like to be a fly on the wall for that.
oh my God, that would be freaking amazing, right? Oh my God. I can't even imagine yet. I can see it all crystal clear at the same time. Um, so what else? What else have you got? Do you like to cook?
I aspire to be a good cook one day. I mean, I can prepare a few meals. I'm very good at Mexican food, but I did have a little series called Domestic Goddess, which like everyone keeps telling me I need to bring it back. But it was one of those things where it's just like it's very vulnerable cooking on camera in front of people. I don't know what it is. For me, it's very vulnerable, and I feel very weird about it. It's like it's one of those few intimate things that's just yours. So like trying to do it and like perform with it, it's so weird. I might do it again, but I do like to cook. It's just I have my select recipes that I know. I know I'm good at. I just
What,
repeat them.
what's your signature dish? Chilaquiles, mole.
I can make mole. I think probably carne asada is probably my best one. That's my favorite one to do. Tacos.
I'm always down for a good carne asada. So yeah, for sure.
I was the random thing I learned how to make. I learned how to make egg rolls from scratch, so that was fun. I make those for a potluck when I can.
But what goes into your egg roll?
Um, um, I think what I do is vermicelli noodles, cilantro, cabbage, turkey or ground beef. Usually ground turkey because I feel like it's healthier, even though it's not. You're deep frying it still, right?
Right.
And then hoisin soy sauce and my own seasonings. Wrap it
Well,
up, throw it in there.
perfect. I put my vote in for the return of the domestic goddess. I want to see you make an egg roll. For sure. So happy New Year, by the way, a week into it. I guess we can still say that though. Do you have any resolutions or plans for 2026? What does 2026 look like for James Mansfield?
It's the year of just challenging myself creatively and just not being afraid to try something new. That's going to be my resolution. I feel like it's pretty simple to do. Just try new shit.
I mean, what could that be for you at this point? Underwater welding? I mean,
I feel like learning the tightrope, that might be my next thing.
I'm no offense, but I think it should be something that takes a little less dexterity and coordination based on your cheerleader performance, correct?
I mean, you're absolutely correct because one of the moves I've since retired was that little tumble roll. I don't do that anymore. I was doing it at drag brunches and paying the price for it with my 30-something-year-old body.
Oh, good Lord. I like we talk about giving till it hurts. I can't believe that you would put yourself through that. Yeah, drag queens do go through a lot, mentally, physically, everything.
We don't understand the things we'll do without health insurance, I always say. You wouldn't believe.
I know, if nothing else, we need to come out with an affordable drag act to help
Unionize the drags.
help ensure these poor drag queens' hips, knees, well, knees, of course, but and everything. I mean, it is dangerous. I mean, it would be expensive. There's a drag queen on set. Oh my God, the insurance just went through the roof.
I feel like that's partly why nothing has happened because we still a very cheap margin to get.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I promised you an hour. You promised me an hour, rather. Um, is there anything you want to talk about or say before we wrap up here today?
Yes, there's one thing I am curious. What is your favorite era of Wonder Woman?
My favorite era of Wonder Woman. I have to say it's like I'm so artistically like minded that I usually think an artist, and there's this artist named Adam Hughes who did a series of covers. Like he's known for his good girl art, his like cheesecake pinup art, and can't be kind of done with a wink and a smile. And his is like for me the most beautiful, perfect depiction of Wonder Woman. But aside from that, I'm going to go back to her original roots of the William Moulton Marston and the Gary Peter, where it was bondage and, just craziness and just like all kinds of wild shit, but really, really elegantly drawn by H. Gary Peter, who came from fashion illustration, and just like the line work is just so beautiful. But there's a slight like something off about it that just is so charming at the same time. So, but my introduction, not to interrupt you, and then I want to hear your era, is of course what made me fall in love with Wonder Woman in the first place as a young gay boy was Linda Carter. And
Hmm.
she will always be my forever Wonder Woman. She is a cabaret jazz singer who has performed at the Catalina Jazz Club in Los Angeles. And I saw her like two or three times. One time I got to meet her, and I was wearing this gay Wonder Man t-shirt drawn by Glenn Hansen. And I totally scared her. I know I scared her. I'm like, sign my gay t-shirt. And so she did, and I have pictures of proof and whatever, but that made my life. And so that's pretty much like my Wonder Woman era. What is your favorite Wonder Woman era?
I think it's similar. I really like the original William Moulton Marston stuff, but like it's so demented and like so much stuff like riddled with all kinds of stuff that you can't believe they managed to sneak in before the Comics Code took over. And I loved you mentioned Good Girl art because one of my favorite obsessions has been Matt Baker. I love his work, and it's one of those people where it's like was he gay? Was he not gay? We don't really know. Like to think all these like beautiful, like hyper femme like versions of comical characters have been so influential and so honestly his work's been so ripped off.
Yeah, for
All is attributed to who was probably a gay man drawing like beautiful women in beautiful dresses.
Have you ever dressed like Wonder Woman for Halloween or cosplay or at a party or anything like that?
Despite my fandom, no, I haven't. That's one of those characters where I kind of left her alone. I didn't want to tarnish the brand by making her a blonde. We all saw how Linda Carter reacted to that with Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, it's funny because as much of a blonde whore as I am, like I do not want a blonde Wonder Woman.
I
Um,
don't either.
Although we had one, I feel like there was one where she was like training for something in disguise or something and had a blonde wig on in Wonder Woman or something. I don't know. There's a lot in my brain that I can't keep track of.
I mean, in the movie with Cloris Leachman, she had a blonde wig on to like compete in the competition to become Wonder Woman. I remember that. I was nerding out in those comment sections when they were defending Sabrina Carpenter because another one was from Challenge of the Super Friends with a blonde Wonder Woman. Like that was the cheetah in disguise. She used a time machine and went back in time.
Wonder Woman fans are hardcore for sure.
I could guarantee you probably did not scare her because I've met far more intense Wonder Woman fans
Yeah,
that
I'm
probably
sure.
have definitely scared her.
Yeah, who am I kidding, right? I'm sure she's had stalkers and all kinds of crazy stuff.
She's got to be used to it by now. I when I did my Wonder Woman video doing like recreating her wig, she was very, very sweet in Instagram DMs. So that's my one and Linda Carter interaction.
I know, but even and Linda is so great too. Like I love the fact that she, even though a lot of actors could be bitter that it's like she's totally defined by that role, and like I don't people barely ever mention her breakout series with Lonnie Anderson, Partners in Crime. When you think of Wonder Woman, but still, she embraces it. She knows how important the character is. She knows her impact. She knows what it means. And I'm so glad she had that cameo, even though in an erstwhile horrible movie in Wonder Woman 84.
Look, the some of the parts were good. It
Some,
had a lot of ambition. I feel like a lot of like that was attributed to the lack of budget they were given the second time around, despite how successful it was. But
yeah,
like what I think is a good point with that to get double on that is like with Linda Carter and being known for Wonder Woman, Janice Ian, the singer, put it really well when it comes to like looking at people with a huge hit that they'll never escape. She's like every artist dreams of having a universal where anywhere in the world people are touched by it. And Linda Carter has that with Wonder Woman. So that's a brilliant thing. She'll never be forgotten. She's always gonna be the best one.
yeah, for sure. 100%. I know they just can't do it. Like Gal Gadot was okay, right? But like I'm very nervous about whoever the next Wonder Woman will be because I did not like the Gal Gadot costume. I did not like
No.
and the tiara was terrible and we just had to live with that shit for years and I was just like I'm so ready for a new era of Wonder Woman for sure.
I mean, I'm sure Gal Gadot is probably feeling the same pain because no movie she's done since has been as well received. Like that was
No,
a very good role for her to get.
I think the reels that collect all her worst lines are probably like more famous than than. No offense to Gal, I do love her. She's beautiful, amazing, and I mean she's an actress,
She says the lines.
right?
She can say those lines.
She definitely says the lines 100%
She knew
for.
the lines. She knew the lines.
I have to thank you for justifying my sort of crossover, bringing my two great loves of comics and drags world together. So thank you for that. But you're not a comic book fan outside of Wonder Woman, are you?
I'm a f- I'm sort of like an outsider looking in. I love the idea of them, but I don't really read a lot of them. I didn't really consume a lot. I would like buy like compilations of like the old Wonder Woman comics or like Phantom Lady and stuff like that. But I never really followed a comic book. Oh, that's a lie. I did follow one comic book character that was very, very short-lived. Hellcat, when she had her little spin-off series. I think it was like back in like 2016 or something. She had like a one-off series. I really enjoyed that.
Well, and she's like a perfect character for a gay man because believe it or not, she got her start as Patsy Walker in like romance comics, and then like
Yes.
she became Hellcat. Like how crazy is that? So That is
I
like,
know, like, one of the big things right now is Marvel Rivals. I keep making the joke, like, I'll only play it when they put in Millie the model.
I know. That would be so good. Or like Aunt May, like 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 the most inappropriate characters ever. That would be so great. Millie the model. Yeah, like that's such a great like where's the Millie the model movie? Like like really Robert Downey Jr. is coming back at Doctor Doom and haven't had Millie the model on the frickin' screen yet.
Or her bitchy friend Chili. Like, it's such a fun Archie ripoff.
Everybody's got to have a bitchy friend, right?
We had Riverdale, we still don't have Millie the model, damn it.
I know. What the fuck? Something is definitely wrong with the world. I don't even want to live in a world where we and not Millie the model. But hello, I mean, I know they're just sitting on a cash cow right there. Did you? Okay, so there's this artist named Trina Robbins who did this great Wonder Woman series. She's a very beloved, like feminist artist. I got to interview her for my channel. One of my heroes. She passed away a couple of years ago. Rest in peace, lovely lady. And so she did her Wonder Woman, but it looked. She was very inspired by like H. Jerry Peters, so it looked very much like that, but she also did like a mini series in the 80s that maybe I just have to gift it to you and send it to you because I have it. Is called Misty, and it's the niece of Millie the model, and it lit. It is so good. If you ever wondered what Millie the model's no good teenage niece, I mean, she was good actually, but like it was fun at the same time. Another property that they're sitting on.
Yeah, there's like one of those things where I'm surprised because it was so popular, but it's kind of been completely erased from the history books. Like, no one talks about it anymore. Millie the Model was such a popular series that no one talks about. And I think one of the only thing I can think about is the Lipsinka drag queen, Lipsinka. She
Yeah,
did like a stage play called Dial M for Model based on Millie the Model.
that's
It was
amazing.
on YouTube briefly. I don't think it's there anymore.
Crap. Oh my God. And someone needs to re-upload that for sure. I would love to see that. That's got to be amazing. Got to go in the Wayback Machine or something like that.
Right.
All right. So what's next for James Mansfield?
At the moment, I am just gonna keep doing my stuff on YouTube and putting out art and hoping y'all consume it because it's what I enjoy and what I hope to keep doing till my end of days till I can't do it no more.
Well, I can't think of a better note to end on. And I just like, I've been chasing this interview for a long time. So happy that it finally happened. I love you dearly. I'm your biggest fan and cheerleader. I love everything you do. I cannot wait to see you continue to set the world on fire. And who knows, you might even become a firefighter at this rate. We have no idea what what James has in her cachet, his cachet.
Uh, Thank you, Michael, and I appreciate and adore your art. I've been a fan of yours for years. I still cherish the first illustration you ever made me. I have it printed out and pasted on a folder that I had when I worked at the bank. It was
Oh,
I. It's
so
still
happy.
there. I still have it.
Well, thank you so much. That means the world to me. You just made my day, and this has been the best birthday present ever. If you want to hang out for 2 seconds so we can say a proper goodbye. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being the inaugural queen on my drag chat on my channel. And everybody needs to go out and follow James Mansfield and discover the amazing talent if you haven't already. So thanks again, James.
Of course. Thank you, Michael.
All right. Thanks, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more soon.